Hello everyone. Welcome back to Coffee with Kem and Hills. Happy Tuesday. I hope you have a big old cup of coffee. I bet a lot of people are having their iced coffee right now.
Mm-hmm. It certainly is hot and summertime, iced coffee time.
Do you drink iced coffee?
I do. I still typically have like one hot cup or ish. Like, because I like milk in my coffee, so it's never piping hot anyway.
Sure. Yeah.
And then it's like second
the
cup.
The follow-up is like the now I'm on the go.
Yeah,
and like,
exactly.
That's what we need. We need to get like iced coffee cups. You hear that? We need iced ROITV coffee cups. Fun fact, I don't know if I actually told everyone this, but it's been more like water with Kem, coffee with Hills. Because
it's true.
It's true for like the past however many months that I've been, pregnant. It feels like 1,000 years. But I just couldn't drink coffee. It was just like, it would just send me, it just sounded horrible. And I don't know, starting like 2 days ago, it's weird how this works when you're pregnant. I suddenly woke up and I was like, wait, the smell of that coffee. Everything's right in the world again. I'm alive. So I'm back. It's
caffeinated?
Yeah, I'm back. I'm caffeinated, and it is coffee with Kem and Hills. We're not lying anymore. Yeah. It's real. Anyway, we have a really fun show today. Mm-hmm. We actually have a special guest from Cunningham Legal on that I will be interviewing, so that's going to be fun. Mm-hmm. And we've got some hot topics that we're going to dive into, and I think we're going to do a deep dive right now. How do you feel about it?
Let's do it.
Okay. So our first article is from the Wall Street Journal, and it is new options for using leftover 529 plan funds. So I think, 529s, it's a really popular option for a lot of families as a way of, paying for their children's college tuition.
Yes.
But what if, the child wins a scholarship, graduates early, or just doesn't need the full amount of money? Mm-hmm. What do you do with that money? That doesn't include, a penalty fee, taxes.
Right. Because right now, if you don't use it towards education, you pull the money out, it's taxed, and then you're paying a penalty on top of it. But you can get your money out if it's not used towards education.
Right. You just are going to pay for it.
Yeah. You can you can also use it for other education as well. So not just college, but graduate school or other degrees.
Yes.
But there's some newer other ways that you can also use it these days.
Yeah. Well, I thought one of the interesting things was that you could actually use it for siblings.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I thought that was really interesting too.
Yeah, I thought that was sort of just like this little pocket of money for that one person. But you can actually, and step siblings as well, which I thought was fun fact. Mm-hmm. So there's an option. What else?
You can also use it to pay down student debt. So $10,000 worth of student debt.
Use it for
either the principal and interest.
Yep.
You just cannot write off that interest that year on your taxes.
Right.
Because then it'd be double dipping.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We don't want to double dip.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
They don't want you to double dip. So also, 529 plans can be used for apprenticeship programs. Say that 10 times.
Right.
Apprenticeship.
She will. She's going to say
I know. I really want to know. Sorry. Approved and certified by the Labor Department, which some of them offer college credits and job training as well. So
because not everybody needs to or does go to college,
right?
And so there's lots of other options, and it's great that you can use a 529 plan because typically when you start one, you don't know who or what your child is going to be when they grow up,
right?
So like when you start, if you're starting it as a baby, I don't know.
I mean,
who knows
seriously,
what they're gonna do. But yeah, you could use it towards that, which is great.
Yeah, and I mean, so far all of these options still are like based on education. They're in the world of education, but the Helping Parents Save for College Act would let parents roll over some 529 account funds into a Roth IRA. That would be exciting.
Yeah.
It's like, you just don't know.
Right.
That's what freaks me out a little bit about it. Is just, you just do not know what is going to happen?
That's true.
You know, so if they gave that option, I think it would actually draw more people into
using
plans
I agree. Well. It has not passed yet, so we do not know if and or when that will come into fruition.
If it does, this is what it would do.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, I hope so, personally.
Exactly.
All right. Well, we're going to take a quick commercial break, but we will be right back with more hot topics and a great interview with Rochelle from Cunningham Legal. Welcome back, everyone. Because it's Mortgage Q&A with AJ Tuesday, we're going to talk about the hot housing market at the moment.
Yes. It seems like it's on everybody's mind.
Yeah,
so,
it is a spicy market, isn't
it?
Spicy. This article is from Market Watch. I'm a chief economist from Redfin. Here are 5 things you should know about the housing market now.
Mm-hmm. So this was an article with Daryl Fairweather. It's such a cool name.
Daryl Fairweather. Say that 10 times. I can't even say it once.
And I think some of the things are all over in the press, but she had some interesting ideas of what's happening and what's going to happen in the housing market.
Well, the big question is, like, with, rates on the rise, housing costs on the rise, and the overall lack of inventory, aspiring homeowners are wondering, is now the right time to buy? And I thought this was interesting because she's not really pushing you in any direction. She's just kind of laying out the facts. But it sounds kind of like a lot of it has to do with location.
Which it always has, right?
Right.
That is the number one rule of real estate is location, location, location.
Yes.
Or maybe the top 3 rules. I don't know. Clearly, I'm not a realtor.
But she did say that signs are pointing towards prices might be starting to cool in like the pricey coastal areas, which aren't the places you would expect would be cooling probably anytime soon. At least I wouldn't.
And specifically mentioned LA, San Francisco,
and the metro,
Seattle
areas,
and also Boston, which I didn't know Boston was in fuego as well.
Yeah, I mean these are like hot spots. Boston. I know, I didn't either. I thought that too. It is cute though. I do love Boston.
Yeah, it's a good town.
It's a good town. But yeah, that did surprise me. I was like, I thought that would be maybe one of the last places to start cooling down. But hey. Now's the time to look, apparently.
She also mentioned that migration destinations, like smaller cities like Nashville, Atlanta, Miami, which I don't think of as a small city. And actually, none of those seem like small cities, but comparatively, they are on the rise in terms of housing prices.
Right.
Because
so
a lot of
more
people
Boston, less Miami.
Right. A lot of these people from the more expensive areas are coming to those cities.
Yeah.
And they said that people from California and New York specifically who are moving to these migration destinations have about 30% more to spend on housing, which is than the local population, which is spurring those prices up.
So you're bidding against the people that you don't want to be bidding against, basically. So
those all cash offers.
Oh, yay. So basically, if you are an aspiring homeowner, location might be your best bet. If you're flexible, like that flexible. But regardless of where you live, mortgage rates are on the rise.
Yes.
So you have to factor that in as well. Monthly mortgage rates are up 30% from a year ago, and it is expected to continue to rise. So we have no good news to share there.
And I think that this is important to keep in mind, especially as you are house hunting, because you have to adjust your the cost of the house, because your mortgage rate is going to be higher. So you have to look for a more cost-effective house typically.
That's right. And she mentioned this is like focus on what matters when buying a house.
Yes.
And so maybe cosmetics shouldn't be at the top of your list. This is her recommendation, okay? Because then you might do a lowball offer, and then you're going to get outbid on things that you could easily correct down the line. So, be clever about what you're looking at and what you can maybe fix on your own.
It is amazing what a coat of paint, some different door pulls, and just changing out some fixtures can do to a room.
Crown molding,
right?
I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Hey, we painted our whole house ourselves. We did.
There you
and
go.
the crown mold. We put the crown mold. Yeah, we did a lot of DIY.
There you go.
It can be done. I am telling you, it can be done. If we can do it, anyone can do it.
I think one of the other things to keep in mind in this market too is that rents are also on the rise. So
yes,
it might not be the right time to move, especially to a new rental if you decide not to buy.
And if you're in a rental right now where you have a good rate, pre-pandemic rate, I guess. There's like before pandemic and after our world. I don't know. It might be a good time to just kind of sit tight and let this play out for a little while.
Mm-hmm. And typically landlords don't always increase the prices so much on current tenants. It's more new vacancies. So that's why moving right now might not make the most sense, because you can probably only see a little bit of an increase in your rent, possibly, if you stay in the same spot.
Yeah. I mean, prices are just going up, period, right now. It's a tricky time.
Yep.
It's tricky. All right. We're going to take a quick commercial break, but we will be right back. And we're going to be bringing Rochelle from Cunningham Legal on the show. So that's exciting, and you will not want to miss it. So stay tuned. All right, everyone, we are here with Rochelle from Cunningham Legal. Thank you so much for being here, first of all.
Of course, it's a pleasure.
Yes, it's an honor to have you here. We can't wait to pick your brain about all things. So first, just tell us about yourself.
Sure. So thank you again for inviting me to be on your show today. I grew up in the Midwest and came out to California for law school. So I ended up going to the University of San Diego School of Law. And after graduating and becoming a lawyer, I met my husband, and we've been blessed to get to travel around because of his military career. Wow. We have 2 young children, and I'm also licensed in the state of Virginia, and primarily have spent my legal career working in estate planning. And so recently, back in California, I've been able to come back to Cunningham Legal, and very blessed to get to work here.
Wow, what a story, and how accomplished you are. It's really incredible. And where from the Midwest are you from? Sorry, I have to ask because I'm a Midwestern.
I grew up in Missouri.
Oh, okay, I'm from Michigan, so hey.
Okay. Hey.
Hey. So how did it feel when you were promoted to managing partner?
It's exciting. It's an honor and also a huge responsibility. So I'm looking forward to moving the firm forward, and hopefully we're going to have a great time together as a team.
Okay, so can you explain what trust administration is and how you are involved with the trustee?
Sure. So trust administration is kind of the backside of estate planning, and we have a significant clientele that we're working with as trustees for the trust administration, and we have a dedicated department in our firm for trust administration. So the trust administration typically comes up in one of 2 situations. You'll have the creator of the trust who either is unable to be a trustee anymore or is incapacitated. And then we have our successor trustee come into place, or we have the creator of the trust pass away and the successor trustee comes into place. So our job is to come alongside that trustee and help them navigate the trust terms, the law of California, and get through a process of either managing the estate for the incapacitated settlor or getting the trust to a point of distribution to beneficiaries. So it can be a short process. Sometimes we work with clients for 2 to 3 months to help them where they need to be. And sometimes we're working with clients for years, depending on the situation. So different pathways there for helping our clients.
Wow. Well, okay, with all that being said, can you put into perspective how important it is to seek legal advice when serving as a trustee?
It's critical to have an attorney come alongside you when you're a trustee. And the main reason is because a trustee has, a personal liability attached to being a trustee. They have a fiduciary responsibility to serve, the beneficiaries. And if you don't know what you're doing, you could make some mistakes and potentially get sued. So having an attorney is very important because we would, ultimately like to prevent people from getting sued. And also, just to make sure that they get through the process in a timely manner too.
Right.
And I mean, I would say that I'd say the two biggest pushbacks that we hear from clients in hiring an attorney is, well, it's pretty simple. I can just sell this house and then distribute the money to everybody. Or I don't want to pay an attorney because then all of the inheritance will go away. And, both situations usually are not accurate. Of course, the attorney does get paid, but it's a situation where if they make a mistake and then they come back to us, and 9 out of 10 times they will, and say, I need your help, it's going to cost a lot more to dig them out of that mistake than if we would have just been engaged from the beginning. So I think it's also important to know that as a trustee, you're entitled to have an attorney. So, take that step and meet with the attorney.
Oh, I think it's so good that people I think need to hear this, because I feel like we live in a world that's so DIY with Google at our fingertips that we feel like we can do all of these things for ourselves, but really we do need guidance and help. So I feel like it's really important to just reiterate the importance of it and why. Okay, so what was the biggest obstacle you faced and how did you overcome it?
Yeah, I think that in general, I'm going to just kind of change this a little bit to say that it's an ongoing obstacle that I face as an attorney helping trustees, because we are dealing sometimes with family situations that unfortunately are not harmonious, and there is dysfunction and resentment, you name it. There's a lot of emotions going on in the situation. And then you add in grief, which just triggers those emotions even more. And so as the type of person that I am, and I want everyone to get along, I sometimes have to take a step back and realize that isn't my job. Right. And it can be hard to detach personally from the situation. But when we look at really what we're doing, we are providing a great service to help this family, even in their situation, get through to the end. And we're honoring the creator of the trust by, doing what they wanted for their family.
Oh my gosh, it's like you're putting the hat of a therapist on as well.
It truly can be. I mean, you get families that, they've just got a crazy past, and sometimes some of the beneficiaries get attorneys involved, and it can get quite messy, unfortunately.
Wow. Oh, I can only imagine. I feel like you probably are faced with that more often than maybe anticipated before you even got into this business, That's
exactly. We are.
The families are very complicated.
They are, exactly.
So what do you know now that you didn't know, say, 3 years ago?
Yeah, I think we've all been through a lot in the last 3 years with the pandemic in general. So I think when I look back 3 years ago, I would tell myself to embrace change, because the change is necessary for our firm to get to where we need to be. And it was particularly necessary to get through the pandemic and be able to still serve our clients. And we have to do things a little bit differently, but we're growing and we're keeping on the cutting edge of the legal field like we need to be.
Just that ability to adapt is probably what is creating such a successful career,
Yeah.
So congratulations, you're doing great.
Thank you.
So with that being said, what is next for you?
Professionally, I, just want to keep growing in my knowledge in my field, and also in the management role to try to mentor and encourage the other attorneys and staff in our firm.
Yeah.
And personally, we are actually getting ready to move to San Diego. So back to where it all started, and we're very excited about that.
Oh, San Diego, somewhere I have never been and I hear is just absolutely beautiful and amazing.
Well, you have a place to stay if you ever want to come visit.
Wow, thank you. I might take you up on that. Well, thank you so much for being here. I feel like I've learned so much, and I feel like I'm intimidated by your wealth of knowledge and your contribution to everything that you do and to people. And I hope that people take advantage and seek your help, because we all really do need it. So just thank you. Thank you for being here. I know you are a busy woman, and so I do appreciate you taking time to come and speak with us. It means a lot.
Great. Well, it was an honor to be here.
All right. Well, I guess get back to work, and best of luck to you and your family.
Thank you so much.
Welcome back, everyone. I just wanted to remind you not to miss today's episodes of Mortgage Q&A with AJ, Cunningham Legal, Medicare School, and Elder Needs Law. You can check them all out on ROI TV, of course, but where exactly?
Roku, Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, or on your iPhone or Android phone.
That's right. Thank you for joining us on another episode of Coffee with Kem and Hills. We will see you tomorrow with another big old cup of hot coffee.